Adam, our friends over at Sellhound have outdone themselves. They're giving the DeathPiles and Taxes listeners an opportunity of a lifetime.
They're going to help us make some money, get rid of that death pile, get your items listed because you can't sell out of an empty wagon.
Man, sell all that you got, kill that death pile. When you go over to Sellhound, use promo code, capital letters, DeathPiles25 to save 25% off of their service.
And get out there and start making some money.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Welcome, Death Pile and Taxes listeners. It's a great time. We are here to drop some knowledge, give you some of our feedback this week, and just be floating on cloud nine like D-Roy is.
We're just here to have a good time, Adam. The people are listening. They're listing. They're selling. Hopefully they're selling. Hopefully they're selling like Adam's been selling. Adam has been on a mad tear.
I believe they call the term fire.
I've been giving him a little crap about he's been buying and not selling, but now I think he's performing.
I've heard that before. We talked a lot about can't sell an empty wagon. Did a lot of homework. I told you I went all in on this cards, and we had a great weekend.
Well, let's just get into it, Adam. I know you've been dying to share with the listeners. You've been big on the card thing. This is going to hit. You've said this is what you're doing. You're kind of focusing full time on this as far as your reselling goes. So break it down. What happened?
So, like this is a show about reselling a lot of different items. When the COVID hit, it really kind of put a kibosh on my ability to go into thrift places. And so I said, you know what, we're doing this. Let's figure out another resource. We got into the card game about a year ago. And that's kind of when prices went up, and then Derek dropped some of his knowledge, so I will thank him for it.
Let me just sit here for a second. Okay, I'm basking in it. Go ahead.
Bask in your glory. The teacher has, given the students some information.
I'll tell you, the two, you and Painter, have both sold cards this week for more than I've sold cards for, I think. So
yes, the card values are crazy. So anyways, we talked a lot about getting them graded. And like I says, we've been buying cards raw. We got really lucky. We pulled some cards out of some packs, which doesn't really happen a lot, but we got lucky. We got in early. So we go through the process. We send in some cards to PSA. So if you've ever thought about getting into the process, it's very, very simple. A guy like me was able to figure it out. Like I said, I put a lot of hours into it, so it's not like, it's just buy something and flip it. You've got to take some time, do some homework. It's just like the stock market.
Well, it's just like anything you're reselling, right? If you go over and just start grabbing things in the thrift store, you're not going to be able to resell it for much. You have to do your research. You have to know what you're doing. You have to learn brands. You have to learn products. And, it's another thing, too, with the PSA. I'm sure you're going to get there, too. But a lot of people online I've seen kind of interested or whatever. And I don't know if there's good, bad, or misinformation out there. But we'll let Adam go back down this road. But as far as I'm concerned, there's two grading companies that you want. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it with PSA or with Beckett.
Yeah.
There's other subgroups and things like that. They might be a little faster or whatever, but if you're doing this for value, and you're doing this to make money and resell value, when I go to buy cards, those are the ones I look for. I'm sure you're the same. So
yeah, like I said, it's all time and money, and the PSA process, again, it's just a grading company that selects how good the card is. It puts it in a calculated nice case. So that's kind of what we did. We got into it back in, December. That's when we got our first couple cards back, and then Derek and I talked about it for a while, and I finally pulled the trigger in March. That's right when COVID happened, and we sent off some cards, and they got stuck in transit.
They're still stuck. So I check on them daily because I got a few players that are doing pretty well in the playoffs, just sitting there. So
Derek said that, and he finally says, "You guys are big boys. I'm going to take the training wheels off. You got to do your own."
Well, you both had so much value in cards that I knew it was just to get stuck on the dock pit anyways. Yeah. And I thought with your free 15 And with the volume that you both are doing, and we'll have Mr. Painter on in a later episode, we've already committed with him to come in and share stories. But he had he had cards. You had these cards that you sold. I could just imagine them sitting there for 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah.
So,
and it's all about patience. So, we sent out some cards to PSA. We got our first batch back, and the second we got them back, I sent a lot of Michael Jordans, but I sent out 4 Luka Doncic cards. Why they go up, I have no idea. Like we talk about this all the time over the past year and a half. I don't ask why people pay something for something. I just sell it, and that's kind of what it is. So
yeah,
we did that, and card values are so crazy right now. Just like Derek talks about Bolos in the past, and whether it's the Atomic Fireballs, the Ryan Eggs, the Hatchimals, whatever the product is. Some of these things are hot for a minute. Some of them will continue to be hot. So we got those. I got these cards back, and the really thing it was like an 8, a 9, and a 10. The graded values. It's funny because somebody I can't remember what it was, 6 months, a year ago. They said, well, if it's not a 9 or 10, it's not worth selling.
Oh, that was my thing. So I had cards. Most of my stuff has been wrestling cards, but I had some, 90s basketball and things like that. I remember, somebody telling me, or I had it up for sale, probably in a local group, which we'll get into more later with local schmucks. But,
Nice term.
They basically said if it's not 9 or 10, it's not worth it. You're wasting your time and your money. And I made a killing off those kind of cards.
Yeah.
Yes, the higher the grade, the more the value, but there's still value.
There absolutely is still value. So, cut to the chase, I had 3 cards, and I sold them for $455.
And how much were you invested in those cards?
For those 3 cards, I spent, I think it was $12 on 2 packs. In 2 packs, I pulled 4 Luka Doncic rookie cards, which is, it's unheard of. It's an anomaly. It's a unicorn. So we were in the $30 or $24 on that. I sent them off to get graded. They were like $12 a piece to get graded. So I'm into each card, roughly, $14, $15. And like I said, so I'm about $45 into the lot of $455.
Not a bad return on investment.
Very, very good. I felt great. The one card we sold for $255. That beats the unicorn price of the McDonald's mat. That was our first big sell. That was my goal. I wanted to beat that, and we're talking. It's a baseball card. It's a basketball card. We're talking. It's the size of a calculator but thinner. So very, very easy to store. Very, very easy to ship.
So you decided to go an auction on that.
Yes.
Let's talk auction. We haven't done that a whole lot.
Right.
So you put it up for auction. How do you select the time, the date, and then we'll go down the road as it was closing in.
That's a great point. Auctions are very fun. I don't know if you've ever tried winning them. That's like we talked about earlier, but it's almost funner than Vegas. It's almost funny than betting. You're just sitting there waiting to see if you're gonna win, and being on the seller side is even funner.
Oh, it's a lot better on the seller side if there's action.
It's great. So we decided on our day, like you said, Derek, 5-7 days, that's usually the time period that you want. Usually ending them on a Sunday, late afternoon, evening, that's kind of the best because Sunday's usually a slower day for people. They have a lot of opportunity to look on their phone, especially, purchasing things. So that's kind of why you do it at that day. So we decided to end it right about halftime of their basketball, of their playoff game. Now, his performance, I'm wishing I would have waited till overtime.
You'd have waited maybe an extra hour.
If I would have waited an extra hour and a half, not saying he would, but so, and again, where you price it at auctions, you really have no idea. We put a reserve at $150 because I didn't want to sell it for anything that. And keep in mind, this is a PSA 9 card. This is not my 10. I still have a 10 sitting in the cabinet over here. So we watched it was the same exact card auction. It was 3 days before. And it ended, and we watched it. It ended at like 11:30, which I thought was pretty late. But it ended at 11:30, and it was sold for $202.
So in your mind, you're going to start it.
Yeah.
Opening bid, I think you had $99 or whatever. You could have had 99 cents, whatever. You had the reserve on it. And it takes a couple days before you get a bid. Were you nervous that all right, this is just going to sit here, not going to go. No.
I knew enough about them. You know, I knew that it was going to happen. But the weird thing that happened is it was up to 150, and then somebody bid $250. Like, it went from 150 to 250, and I'm like, holy cow! Like, somebody really wanted that item. So it just kind of sat there, and about 20 minutes left, somebody bid $5 more to 255. So then I'm getting pumped. I'm like, all right, sweet. All the action happens at the very end, and it just kind of sat. So it ended at $255.
Yeah, I thought we were going to have. I was watching and keeping an eye on it as well, and I thought, okay, 250, 255. I thought we were going to have a little push. I know, and the group text or whatever, we were hoping you get up into the 280s, maybe the 300 range. But I mean, the one that you watched, you beat the price. The one that made you decide you were going to put it up.
The value in 3 days went up literally 20%. 20% of the value went up in 3 days, based off of the performance. So it's like, and again, like one card, I'm into it, about $15. So if you buy something for $15 and sell it for $255, how many times would you do that?
Don't feel too bad for you is what you're saying.
I don't feel too bad for me. Same thing with the other cards. They were.
So let's go down. So the other cards. So you sell this one. You have the other couple on eBay, and then you decide to put them over on Macari.
Yeah. So I wanted to try a couple things, and like I said, because this is getting new to me. I mean, I'm definitely I'm pot committed. I'm all in, as your boy Jay is. We're making this now a regular basis. I've done the homework. I've sent out several batches to PSA. As you can see, I've got another batch ready to go out today. I wanted to try it out. I wanted to see some other platforms, where else I could sell. Instead, I put some on Facebook Marketplace, put some on Macari, had some on eBay. And you reminded me of something. As soon as the game was over, it was great. It was, I was down with my in-laws. It was right during the game.
And that makes you look so cool.
Oh, God, it does. It just...
When you tell the in-laws that you just sold a basketball card for $250, they just look at you like, I don't know, but I'm sure they were happy. Like, I guess my daughter might have done something right with this guy. I don't know.
What are they doing? And then on Macari, I had the cards listed. I had listed more on Macari because Macari's fees are higher. I didn't really know that because I never sold anything, and it's a 10% fee, so it's a pretty high.
So when people say fee bay, these other places have all their fees as well.
They've got. I bought a lot, hadn't sold a lot. So anyways, I put it on there, and I'm like, I'm gonna put a sale on it. Like, game just went over. I wanted to get these cards sold, so the second I put a sale on it, it like sold within like two minutes.
So when you say sell, you put a discount on the card.
Yep, I put like a 5% discount on the card, so it dropped it, $8. And they sold both of them. So in a matter of an hour and a half, I sold $455 worth of cards. So I was floating.
Happy guy, probably happy wife. You're down at the in-laws. You're looking like you're knowledgeable on what you're doing.
And then
good Sunday.
And then you told me, like, hey, you got to make sure you take that off eBay. And literally, when you told me that, I had just sold the same card on eBay that I'd sold on Macari. So I had to hurry, and as soon as it happened, I messaged the guy saying, hey, sorry, this card is no longer available, and he totally understood. So
yeah, that's one thing. You just don't want to have to cancel too many times, or it'll affect your seller rating for people out there listening. I know I'm not going to sit here and lecture you in front of all the listeners, that's been, I mean,
holy, what have you done, man?
I've been doing a few experiments, and they paid off both times. Our numbers have been jumping. So,
and it's not just here in the States, man. We've got Africa, Great.
Well, they're trying to get this Luka card from you. I don't know where.
Slovenia.
Is that where he's from? The Slovenian market we're getting. So it's it's fun right now, especially with the sports cards. Sports are kind of back, and it's fun to sit down on a Sunday night and watch a few basketball games and say, hey, got that guy's rookie card. Donovan Mitchell here locally has been putting up some big numbers, and it's nice to say, I got a few of his rookie 10 cards here. Hopefully, it goes up in value. It's fun.
And like I said, the thing we talk about, and not saying that this is everybody in our listenership's niche, but most people, they do enjoy some sort of entertainment. And whether that's sports or TV or movies or any of the arts, all of those things, these memorabilia are worth some dollars.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it might not be cards, it might not be sports cards, but like I'm saying, you might have a signed program from somewhere on Broadway, or you might have, props from a movie. I know Phil over at the shop has those movie props and some different things that maybe there's money there that we're just walking past. I don't know.
There are lots of Star Wars. I know that it's one of those big things. Most people have seen the Star War.
I mean, they made a Disneyland about it.
Yeah,
there's a Star Wars Disneyland.
A lot of Disneyland cards. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities.
Well, I mean, they made a world at Disneyland for Star Wars. It's so popular.
Yeah, Disney World, right? Epcot Center.
Disney World Star Wars.
You're talking.
Phantom Menace Returns.
Phantom Mantis.
Returns of the Jedi. Okay, we've lost. Now they're all mad at us, Adam.
I know.
It's not our thing, but if it's your thing, there's money to be made there.
There's lots of money to be made there.
And don't shy away from it. Find your niche and scratch it a little bit.
That's just my encouragement. Is like it says, 6 months ago I knew nothing about PSA grading. I learned it, and yes, so this is just the tip of the iceberg. Again, there was another really great article Gary Vee talked about. He says, listen, this is the new modern art. Guys our age, women, females, like it says, these, art things that people had in the past that were very, very big. I mean, the art market is huge.
Oh, yeah. We're talking multi-billion.
Yes, tens of millions of dollars and things. And now he says, listen, a Rembrandt painting or a Monet.
A Picasso, maybe.
Oh, there you go. Edgar Allan Poe. I mean,
he was a writer.
Okay,
the Raven.
I'm just throwing out names that.
The Baltimore Ravens are named after him.
Which, speaking of Baltimore Ravens, those type of things are still really nice. But that next generation, like I said, these sports cards are what they want.
I'm hoping he's right because a lot of people think there's a bubble, and there might be, and it might pop at some point. We've seen that before with the sports cards. If not, we're just going to keep going as long as it's there. But right now, it's the hot thing to do, so it's trending.
And we would be remiss to mention the ultimate. I mean, I know the LeBron James card just sold a month ago for a 1.8.
Oh yeah, it's like every episode we have a new record.
Guy in Vegas bought this card. I think they said he bought it like 2.5 years ago for $400,000, which is a huge coin.
It's insane. Yeah.
I mean, it's what Painter used to make at the Foundry once a year.
It makes Adam's little investment not look like much.
Yes, but he took this $400,000 and just flipped and sold a Mike Trout 2009 rookie card for $3.8 million this week.
And let me mention something, because we brought this up a little earlier on people saying if it's not a 9 or a 10, it's not worth anything. Both the LeBron and this Mike Trout were not graded 10s.
They were 9.5s.
So they weren't even a 10 grade card. So when people are trying to tell you, get in your head about things. Now, obviously there were some, autograph. There was different things that made these valuable. But, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect condition all the time on things that you're flipping.
So all I would say is I'm going to give you the tip, go try it at home. The how-to is you find your favorite, player or whatever item that you were like, hey, when I was a kid, I really enjoyed this. You find that item and say, hey, you know what? I'm sure there's a card make of it, and whether it's sports, not sports, Pokemon, movie memorabilia, you can get that graded, and that is what's going to take the value from, $15, $20, $30 up to $150, $250, $350, $500. I've got one card up for $1,000, and if I get it, I am going to be tickled pink.
And why it's worth that, I mean, who knows? It's because an expert says it's worth it. I mean, that's really, it's like when you're watching the Pawn Stars and they say, let me call my friend to come in and verify it. Yeah. When we sent it to our friend at PSA, they put it in a case of plastic and say, it's real and it's in good shape.
It's worth it.
It's an appraisal, basically.
It would behoove you to give it a shot.
Adam has been going through the thesaurus.
So I'm telling you, you got nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose but a little education. Obviously, if you're taking the time to listen to this podcast, that's what we're here for. We want you to try. I could not be having more fun doing this. Like, honestly, I love my job. I do a lot of things. I'm doing a lot with my wheelchair company, but this is the thing I want to be doing. Like, I want to be, doing my homework. This is what I do late at night. I lay in bed, look at sports cards, buy some, sell some, and it's what I want to do.
And maybe that's what makes us different, because I wondered what makes us different from some of the other podcasts that talk about reselling it on eBay and that kind of thing. We're just more fun. Like, we have our jobs. We're doing this more recreationally. We're doing it for fun, for extra money, of course, but it's not like big business where we got our spreadsheets up and we're like, oh, we need to infiltrate here and we need to get all this and that. And it's like, no, we just have a good time. We enjoy what we're doing. We take it serious. It is a business.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, Adam's up on the internet. We're texting, and we got the text chain of, hey, look what I found, look what I'm buying. Screenshot of, hey, look what this person said to me. And it's fun. I mean, we have a good time with it, and hopefully the people listening can get that, and they're actually that kind of people with us.
Yeah,
they're friends of the program.
It is fun. We'll hit on your feedback after the break. Now, we're not going to go to break yet, but I just wanted to mention that Derek had an interesting correspondence over the weekend.
I almost, when they say if you put it out there, you almost will it to yourself.
Well, we'll get.
I think I caused myself to have we'll get to it.
We'll get there, but I just want to strongly encourage you to make that step. So if you have any questions, if you're like, I really don't get it, get on our social media. Get on the Twitter, get on Instagram, Facebook. Like I said, send us a message. We will walk you through it. Like he says, Derek showed me how, he showed Painter. It is fun. It is fun to see people succeed. And like I said, if it's soccer, if it's cricket, if it's, women's lacrosse, if it's,
Adam's got some lingerie football league, something going on. I'm not sure about that, but
memorabilia from wrestling, whether it's, if you have the piano from Big, a signed autograph from Tom Hanks, you got Tim Allen's Tim the Toolman, whatever that item is, I can promise you somebody wants it. They want it in a nice case. They want it hanging up in their man cave. They want it in their she shed. They want it, in their Zoom background. Somebody.
A lot of this stuff is things that you won at a silent auction or some work-related function where you had to go to this big party and act like you were, and you bought some shoes from some player that you don't even know about, or you bought Tim the Toolman signed, hammer that's been sitting in the garage that you forgot about till right now. There's someone that's going to pay you big bucks for that.
Yeah, and there's no reason to not take those big bucks.
And they got the money, you got the time. Easy to list, easy to sell.
And like something, and again, it's that goal. Like, I'm doing this because I want to say I made enough money taking around selling cards to take my family to Disneyland. That is
to go to the Star Wars world at Disneyland.
I will not be attending the.
Oh, you'll ride the rides.
I'm not gonna.
You'll probably sign up.
I'm not gonna bend your Wookiee.
You'll become a Boba Fett.
Play with your Yodi. Play with your Jabba the Goblet.
Adam acts like he doesn't know, but when he gets there and we see the pictures, he's going to be like Princess Leia. He's going to have his hair in the buns. It's going to be a great time. So you're getting the cards and stuff coming back. What's your goal, or how many do you think you're going to be able to list a week? What going forward? I know you're kind of on PSA's return schedule, but what's your goal?
I will tell you one thing. That's why I love people will give you information. Like, that's the best part is people will give you honest feedback, and that's what you have to have. I threw it out here in a couple of our eBay groups this morning saying, hey, because they always have like a mail Monday, sending her out. I was really happy. I sent out these 3 packages. I got a cool blue, padded envelope. I wanted it to be unique. I did take and did a personalized special message with our death pile and taxes sticker.
Oh, that's cool.
I color copied it and said, thanks, check out the podcast. But I had a couple of people saying, well, if it's worth that much, why didn't you put it in a box? And I thought, you know what, that's some good feedback. And I guess what I could have done is taken it and put it in one of those small mailers. Instead of paying $3, I could have paid $8. I don't know. What do you think on that?
You could have. I get the bubble wrap from my dad, and so I just bubble wrap the crap out of it, make it look real nice. It's probably about an inch or 2 thick.
Yeah.
And I put it in the poly mailer. My answer would be because it's cheaper to send it that way. I mean, when it comes down to dollars and cents, as long as it's not going to get damaged, but that's preference. I mean, it looks better than it's in medical tape around with cardboard or whatever.
And I used blue tape, and I wrapped it, and then I wrapped it in the bubble wrap. So I guess my goal, and that was the hard, it took longer than I thought to package them and put them together. I mean, it does take time. Now I have a routine together. I know exactly how I want to do it. I printed those things off so I could set it in with it. But realistically, I mean, I got all 15 cards and I listed 12 of them the first night. And like I says, I wanted to do it so that I, again, could make myself accountable. You did talk about spreadsheets. I mean, I want to know. I want to know, so I created a spreadsheet because I'm trying to teach my son about it. And, here's how much I paid for the card, when I sent it off, so I kind of have a knowing when these are going to come back. I need to update it now that I sell stuff. But that's my hope and goal is when I get these cards back, because I'm getting 33 back. It just got shipped today. I've got another 57 or something hopefully coming back in about 2 weeks. My fingers crossed, hopefully my Kobe Bryant rookie, whatever. I mean, if it comes back real, again, if you go back in the episodes and check out the...
We bought it from a meth man in the parking lot, there was some real and there was some not real.
He would have done a dang good job to fake this card. But if it comes back real, and if it comes back a 9, I mean, we're talking $2,000. If it comes back at 10, I mean, we're talking potential of $3,500 to $3,800 in one $20 investment. So we will know at that point.
Even say it comes back a 4 or a 5, you still.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
so
high hundreds.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, 5 to 7.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
There's a lot of money to be made. So that's my goal, is when I get these cards back, I want to have all of them listed within 2 to 3 days.
Now, are you thinking you're going to be more of a buy it now auction, or just depends on situation?
I think it's going to depend on the card. I think a lot of mine are going to be buy it nows. I mean, again, I don't know, because like you talked about, a lot of them are population 1, 2, extremely low population. So it's not like I can go in and find a comparable. I'm setting the market on them. And again, like I said, I really like the idea of the art. So a lot of these Michael Jordans that I'm getting back are a larger, postcard size or an oversized card. So there aren't a lot out there. So I don't know. We're gonna see what we can find out.
That's why this is a little different. Adam talks about art and stuff. It just popped in my head. In the 80s, when the bubble and everything busted into the 90s with cards, there wasn't man caves. Your dad might have collected cards a little bit, but it wasn't something they grew up doing like me and you, and you're showing your kid and stuff. I think that's where it's really connecting. It's that nostalgia factor. And you can't put up a King Griffey Jr. card in your man cave, or Adam's got over here on the wall. I know it doesn't do you real good, but he's got a little display case where you can put a bunch of cards in. So I think that's something moving forward. I mean, there's fantasy sports that took off.
Oh yeah.
Even legalized sports betting and gambling gets people more involved. So all those kind of things, I think, play into the sports card market, hopefully staying stronger and sticking around.
Yeah, so he said that if any of that stuff tickles your fancy, like I said, give it a shot. If I could figure it out, and this is not, I'm not, belittling, downgrading. This is literally something that I knew nothing about, and I was able to figure it out. I feel like I'm, don't get me wrong, I still have a lot more invested, and this is just the first little nibble.
There's always more to learn, too. It's not like you ever have it 100% figured out.
Yeah. But you can figure it out. Like it says, you can figure it out, and again, I'm enjoying it, and I'm not saying that every person is going to make, $45 and 10x it to get to $450. I mean, it's all your goal. I mean, like it says, if you can make an extra, if somebody says, hey, Derek, I want you to come do research and sell something for me and make $50, would you do it?
Probably, yeah.
For maybe half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, it depends on the time commitment or, what am I researching exactly, but yeah, probably.
So that's kind of where we're going. But that was the good, great, phenomenal, wonderful week that we had the last couple of days. I do want to throw this out there. We're getting ready. We're 97 episodes in. We are extremely close to that 100th episode.
I can smell it.
Like we did on the 50th episode, we did a special, kind of giveaway. We are going to do the same thing, and I am going to take some of these cards that we're getting back, and we are going to send off some PSA graded cards to our listeners to kind of give them a little tickle, a little, hey, this is what we're doing, this is why we want to see it, so you can see it and understand it. And if you want to put that in your personal collection, great. Or if you want to flip and resell it, I encourage you to do that.
So Adam's giving away graded cards for our 100th episode. What do they have to do to get on that radar then?
We got to get some more reviews on whatever your podcast listening. If you're listening to us on Apple
reviews
Apple
are huge.
Scratcher, and I do
Scratcher. That's what you were called by your high school principal, that old Apple Scratcher, Adam Beasley.
I do. This is for all of you foreign listeners. This is outside of the United States. I want to hit our United States listeners, give away 3 in the United States, and I'll give away 1 international.
Wow.
We are all over the world.
Okay.
Canada, Mexico, picked up some Peruvians, Brazil, all over in Europe. I want to send 1 internationally. I just want that to be a part of our thing. So those friends, France, I see you listening. Give us, like I said, get on there, give us a review on any of those. Get on our social media. Like I said, let us know that you're listening. Let us know that you're hearing about the cards, and we're going to get you taken care of.
All right, so you can review it all the places where you're listening, online, Twitter at DRoy Everett, Instagram at DRoy Everett Adams.
Facebook, that DeathPiles and Taxes on Facebook. Like I said, we just want to get more information. Let us know that you're
the YouTube.
listening.
There's the YouTube channel. You can go subscribe and write comments over there.
We're getting there. We need your encouragement so that I'll
If you want another 100 episodes, we really need your support.
We do
We've
need
been
support.
pushing the rock uphill now.
We have, and if you want to see Derek's happy face when we're doing this, I got to get that encouragement so we can start doing that. All right, D-Roy?
I like it.
So let's catch a break, get some go-go juice.
It's going to be a Jerome Kersey PSA 10, Adams just told me.
That is not true.
Adam, if we've learned anything the last couple months, it's that we've been paying too much for things. People are looking to save money. That's where our friends over at Visible Mobile come in. People are paying crazy amounts for cell phone service, and they just realized how much money is going out that door. Go over and check out visiblemobile.com. Look at their plans. Look at what they have to offer. If you like it, remember it was us at DeathPiles and Taxes that sent you. You're going to want to use our promo code BVWBQ. They got specials all day long. Just go see what they have, and if it works for you.
Well, great. It's because I have a cell phone and I need to pay less money. There's a reason we call this the DeathPiles and Taxes podcast.
Well, why do we call that, Adam?
Because for the rest of your life, and even the year that you die, you have to file your taxes.
Well, I got a guy that does that for me.
That's right, because here at Adam Up Accounting, that's what we do. We take care of taxes. We're very familiar with online retailers. Even if you're listening because you enjoy the sultry sounds of Derek Everett, we will take care of your taxes. Check us out online, adamupaccounting.com. The social medias, we will help make sure that you file your taxes timely and enjoy the process. Man, that was a good little break.
It's good. It's refreshing. Adam's got us some water bottles. Oh, you hear the... You never know if Adam's going to have a slashy drink or a
I don't know why.
crispy.
I was in a good mood and I already threw down 2 Diet Dews. It's been over a month and I just broke down.
Oh yeah, well I mean, you sell cards like that, you gotta get high on Mountain Dew, Adam. You can't get all lamped up on just water.
I even went and I got a thing of beef jerky. I got my tires rotated.
And I don't even know all the details. I'm sure you had a good time.
I got some chocolate.
You don't need to incriminate yourself with me.
I was in a good mood, so.
Well, man, I'm in a good mood too. Did we talk last week about my card I pulled?
We did not. This was after the episode.
So, again, heavy card talk, but it's what we're doing. It's what we're buying. I'll get into some of the Bolo action after that too. So I go and visit Phil last week, and he's ordered in these wrestling cards for us, and bless his heart, me and Mike Painter just love the guy, and he treats us well. And he'll order in WNBA cards for Adam. He orders in his wrestling cards for us, and pretty much we're the only ones buying some of this stuff at the card shop.
Yes.
So it was a little more of an expensive box of cards, but
What do you mean by expensive? Come on now. This is a number show.
it was about $100 a box, somewhere there, a little over, maybe a little over that. Adam's might count it, I guess, so a little fuzzy math.
Holly's not listening.
She might be. Either way, it doesn't matter at this point.
I will bet you $20 right now she is not listening.
Well, when she does listen and tells me this, I'll let you know here in a year or two whenever she catches up.
Ollie, if you catch this, I will give you $25.
No, all right, she'll contact you directly. So it's a card. They're specialty cards. They're kind of like I'm saying. They're art. They're drawn renditions of these wrestlers, and then they're all signed. So I bought them in the past. They're from the Leaf Company. I was buying, me and Painter were up on buying them off auctions. We were pretty excited about it. So when Phil said he was getting some of them, I was pretty excited. But then I go over there and Phil's like, well, you don't have to. I don't want you to feel obligated, like you have to buy these. You know, if you don't want it, don't feel pressured. Give him that whole routine. I said, Phil, look at what I've already bought on eBay from these cards. You know, I'm like, I'm excited. You know, and he says, okay, all right, well, we'll pick which one you want, the front or the back. And I went with the front. Because he just lets you pick which ones you want or whatever.
See, he always picks for me.
Well, I picked myself that time, I guess. Anyways, we'll get kind of long story short because we have it card heavy, but I go home and I decide to do a live on it.
Oh, boy.
Which is on the Facebook and stuff. And I'm going through it and, you know, because I knew they were going to be good because they're all signed cards anyways, but I wasn't expecting anything tremendous.
Yeah, there were 6 cards, correct?
6 cards.
6 signed cards.
I was hoping to have, you know, maybe 1 to 2 cards that were really, you know, something I'd send off to get graded or that had some real value to them. And
they were special.
the other 4 would just be for me just to look at and say that's cool and to show pictures to Painter and whatever. So I'm going through them and there's a printing plate with the 4 Horsemen, which anyone that's a huge wrestling fan knows the 4 Horsemen. They're legendary. And it was a printing plate, all signed, 1 of 1. I'm thinking the card's probably, you know, about $1,000, give or take.
Yes.
And Adam's been kind enough to say he'll send it in to PSA for me with his 15 so we can get it back pretty fast. And I was just on cloud 9. I was probably happier than, you know, I don't know, happier than a lot of people, a clam.
We've had some good poll weeks this week.
And Phil over at the Venue Sport's been treating us well.
Yeah.
So, not to be outdone, Mike Painter has to go over there and get these cards before I buy the next pack or whatever, the next box.
And Phil ordered 2 of these boxes.
So we're out. So this is the last one, I guess.
They're done and gone.
I was hoping he might have some more. He got some good ones.
Yes.
So Painter's going through, and he has a Hulk Hogan signed 1 of 3 card.
It's unbelievable.
And everyone knows who Hulk Hogan is.
Yes.
You know, so.
Yes.
So it was unbelievable. It was good for both of us. We were both pretty happy. It made me feel good that no matter which box I would have chose, I would have been successful. I've been happy.
Done well. So
except good card week.
It was a good. I mean, literally, we're buying lottery tickets.
My problem is I'm probably not going to want to sell this one.
If the right price came along,
The right price for the right people, yeah.
I mean, it just came from thinking, hey, if Hulk Hogan says, I want that card, you would sell it to him.
Now, man, you better open up that pocket, brother.
Well,
Get writing them checks.
He's already been opening it for Painter, so. So that's kind of the card talk. I want to hit a couple of counting points.
Okay, let's do that,
do that. I know that, you know, that's part of, it is the taxes aspect.
After I told everyone we're not nerdy into our, what I meant by that is we enjoy what we do, and it's not just a business where we're selling doodads, and it doesn't matter what they are, for 3 cents each, and if we sell 10,000 of them, we enjoy what we're listing and doing.
We're not selling widgets.
Widgets and gadgets.
Widgets and gadgets. So, like I said, it's very easy to get caught up. Very easy to, be like, all right, this is cool, like, just keep going. It's really super simple, and that's why they make it that way, so that you can spend money without thinking about it. But again, like I said, that's, one of the things we're trying to do is just, I'm trying to keep track of it. Keep good records of it. And the nice part is I buy it all in once, the same credit card. I've got my eBay, receipts, shows exactly what it is. I do a pretty good reconciliation. One thing I would definitely encourage is people ask, like, give them feedback. That's how I'm able to get feedback on as a purchaser, as a seller. But keep track of those things. And right now, like I said, again, it's a good time. If your store, which, man, there are a lot of people that are reselling. There's a lot of people that are sending out a lot of items. And I hope that you are those people. Like I said, if you get your sales, like if your sales numbers are getting into the, $5,000 to $10,000 a month kind of range, which is very doable. I mean, I don't want to, say, well, this number seems unattainable.
Just thin air. That rare air.
It's extremely attainable, like, especially if you're doing this full time. you definitely want to consider changing your company type. What I mean by that is how it's taxed. Hopefully you're an LLC already, LLC sole proprietor. Like I said, as you're getting to that range, you're going to want to become an LLC S corporation. It's just one of those tax things. It just changes your liability, and plus it also makes your business a little more legitimate. So that's one of the first things. We'll save you money, because that's a big thing. We want everybody to make more money. We want you to pay less in taxes. But like I said, keep records. Like I said, do it all in one bank account. Do it all in one credit card. Don't mix and mingle. Like I said, that way at the end of the month, end of the quarter, end of the year, you can make your record keeping extremely easy, because you have to report this income. I don't want to skim over that, or we talked about it in the past. You've got to report this income. And the reality is you're probably spending as much, if not more, so it's not like, well, the IRS is going to know everything I'm doing. I'm going to pay taxes on it. Yeah, you're going to have to. The lucky part that eBay has taken care of a lot of, on that, my $255 card I sold, it said the guy paid $276, and I'm like, what the heck? I didn't know he didn't charge that much for shipping, and it's because he had to pay sales tax on it. So those aspects have really changed the reseller game. Again, the government wants their finger in everything. They want their money, and they're going to get it. So just play by the rules. That is what it is. You cannot get around it.
Or if you do, you'll go to prison or be fined a hefty amount.
Yeah, and you just don't need that. Like I said, there's no reason to get those worries and have to,
I don't want anyone that listens to the podcast calling up Adam and saying, Adam, I need your services, this, that, and the other, and he gets to talking to you and says, well, how'd you find out about me? You're from, South Dakota, because there are pieces of trash up there that don't listen to our show. You tell anyone from South Dakota that, and hopefully they listen. Or Alaska. Those are our two states that are trailing. But anyways, and they say, well, I've been listening to the podcast. We don't want any of our pirates to have to, come to you and have to go fight Uncle Sam and the tax preparers, IRS, and everything, because
we do not want that.
We don't want that. We want you to say, I'm from North Dakota, and I'm not a piece of trash. And Adam, thanks for letting me pay my taxes.
Take care of it. So, well, I do have a question. Like it says, you had an incident over the weekend.
That's not so much an incident as just reselling. This is life, and we're getting into fourth quarter.
No, it was an incident.
Why is it an incident?
There was profanities used.
Yeah, if you're a reseller and you're going to sell stuff on the marketplace, you're going to get profanities thrown at you. So let me break it down. Last week we talked about my Bolo was the canning lids, which is still a Bolo, and which I'm about out of stock on. And so basically people are trying to can things. They've been growing gardens for the first time in a long time, or the demand's up and supply is down. So I put some on the Facebook marketplace, not even indoor yard sales, because I knew with indoor yard sales I was going to get the self-righteous person that was going to tell me what a horrible person I was for selling these items I bought for $3.99 for $9.99. Not the biggest profit, but this is a fast nickel. Yes. Because they're not a long play. They're not going to have the value for long. It's just hot right now, and there's not a lot of supply. So I'm just trying to find as many as I can, sell them as fast as I can, and make turn and burn, as it were. So I've been doing that for about a month. Last week I threw it out on the podcast. There's still some demand, but a lot of places are drying up, at least around here. And so I put it on the Facebook market, because I thought, people will see it in there and they'll be able to reach out, and maybe I'll sell some locally so I don't have to do all the shipping costs and the fees with eBay. And boy, did I hit some nerves. And this one person was really quite upset with me. And at first I was just trying to be kind of cordial and just say, well, if you don't like it, you'll not buy them from me. You can keep scrolling along. But they just weren't gonna let they just weren't gonna let it live or die. I'm a scumbag, Adam. I'm committing what I'm doing is it's illegal.
Yes.
Because I'm reselling things. I'm price gouging. I'm ruining people's harvest festivals, and I'm So I started just taking screenshots and sending it to having some of the groups of people, and I got to the point where I was just kind of having fun and not really antagonizing, but I just say, well, brother's got to eat, or well, come on, work with me here, come on, well, you got to make some money somewhere.
Ooh.
And then what this person does is they have a company where they
sell bottled goods.
They sell bottled goods, and they put like jalapenos, or they make homemade pickles, or that kind of thing. And so apparently me buying up all the cans lids was not cool by them.
Keep in mind they normally sell for about $4 for a pack of 12. Derek is buying these and he's reselling them for $10.
The nerve.
The nerve of this man. And realistically, I mean, they're selling for more than that online.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to flip them fast.
If you can find them.
And part of that was my dad's like, man, a lot of people are coming into the store asking for these lids. And I said, yeah, I'm selling them like crazy. And he said, well, maybe you should put some on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I think he just wanted me to get berated. But I went on to the person's, because the person has a business. Yeah. So I went on to the business and I left a bad review about, hey, this person just, used profanity and was not very professional or nice or classy with me. And then they went on to put a bunch of screenshots on their own personal, or their own business page about the conversation. And so then I said, well, you happen to leave a few out. And so I put some of the more colorful language ones up there for them. And then they were putting some more stuff. And I said, hey, the fact that you're doing this on your business page right now tells me all I really need to know about you and your business. Like, hey, you're making yourself look like a clown. You can sell your 40 cents of jalapenos for $12, and that's fine. But if I want to sell $4 worth of lids for $10, I'm Satan himself reincarnated.
Yes.
It's just how it is. It's the life of a reseller. Like we say, we got Christmas coming up, and with selling kids' toys the same way, I've been, pretty much crucified publicly more than a couple times.
Like I said, there are situations like on eBay. I mean, there's most people on there get what it is.
And that's why I kind of do like eBay. And when you complain about these things, no one on eBay is gonna they might think it, but they're gonna buy it from you. They're not gonna send you a message and say very rarely would somebody send you a message and say, how dare you?
Yeah.
Granny needs to pickle the beets. And I said, well, I hope you get botulism then if you're not gonna buy them from me. I don't, try some tinfoil. I don't know. But you can buy them from me or you don't have to. But you don't have to lecture me on what a bad person I am and all this and that. And that doesn't happen on eBay. If you're gonna be selling on even with your cards and stuff, if you're going to be selling them on Facebook Marketplace or the yard sale groups, have a little more of a thick skin. Some people don't have that, or they take it a little too personal. I do like to egg on and troll people. If they're going to come at me, you better come loaded for bear, because I'm going to hit back. At this point, I used to be a point where I just go away and try and make it disappear, or just kind of embarrassed or whatever. But now I'm like, well, no, we're going for it. If you're going to throw the first punch, I'm going to try to bury you.
Derek will go after it, so just be ready for that. So that was kind of interesting, and and honestly,
over canning lids.
Yes, over canning lids. And realistically, if the price would have been $7.99, I think that she would have been. I'm like, this whole thing is over a potential $2 that you're not even buying the item.
Well, then you have to think of the the fees that are going to eBay and PayPal on that, and the shipping and. It motivated me to get out, and I said, Holly, we're going for a ride. I need to get some one of these lids.
So he went that day and went and got.
I drove over. Where did we drive? We drove probably over an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he bought. There was probably 25.
And they sold last night, basically.
And the best part was he took the picture and sent it to the lady.
I said you can come. Well, she kept calling me a lady too, so I think she thought we were in a cat fight. And and the bad part is I know this lady's company name. I know what she goes to festivals. Now next year when festivals are open, I'm gonna go right up to her booth and say, when there's a bunch of people there, I've already planned this out in my head because this is what a horrible person I am. I'm gonna say, hey, did you guys get all the glass out of them jars then finally after that lawsuit last year? And have her look at me and have the people walk off. And then I'll just kind of, just walk off myself. But you don't.
That will not happen.
It will. We'll go live if I have to prove it.
No, it will not.
Why won't I do that? What's wrong with that?
Anyways, getting back, so we're getting excited.
I didn't say the name of the company on the podcast.
Your legal team will not let you do that. Getting back to.
Did you find lids, or the song can give us botulism like what killed Grandpa last year, lady?
The good part is man, we're enjoying everything we're doing. It's a great time of year. I mean, summer's, it's still hot.
It is very hot.
Kids are going back to school. We'll get a little into that later. I mean, I hope that you're finding. That is the one thing. I don't want to hit too long. We're almost out of time, but there are so many places that you can learn how to do something. With the vast amount of OutSchool, Udemy. I mean, the teachers sell their packets. There are so many places that if you want to learn how to do something, you can learn how to do it. Whether it's math, science, coding, sports, card memorabilia, listing on eBay,
whatever you're interested in.
Amazon. I mean, a lot of these courses on Udemy for drawing and business courses, they cost $10. Take a little time, invest in something that you want to do, and learn. That's the whole key of this thing is we want you to learn, because the more ability you have, the more tools you have in your belt, and whether it's you enjoying what you're doing, having fun, bonding with your kids, your brother, your mother, your sister, giving you all something to talk about, whether it's, Brian, his wife, she loves vintage Christmas decorations.
They're hot right now.
That's the thing, is they are hot, and if it's, the same thing, if your dad was, Chevy Chase, if he is the Vegas vacation guy, get involved and say, man, you remember that? Let's go find that for Dad. Let's find something. I'm going to give this a little tease. We are going to record the 100th episode tonight. Like I said, I got a little special something that we're going to present you with during the 100th episode.
Well, I hope it's not a dancing girl.
It will not be a dancing girl, but almost as good.
My face will be blushed.
Yes, it will be. So,
and lids, I just want to throw that out there again. Bolo Canning lids, regular mouth, wide mouth, not as popular. They still go, but any canning supply right now, we got probably a couple more weeks. Hit it hard and make that lady that came after me cry.
I had some good fresh corn yesterday. There were some peaches that got delivered
on the cob.
Corn on the cob. We've got some really, really nice tomatoes that we just had. Man, it is fresh fruit, fresh vegetable season. Do yourself a favor, go help out a local organization. Hopefully somebody who maybe bottles it themselves and
sell them some lids at a discount. Instead of $12.99 sale, $9.99 for you.
Yeah, we'll do it to take care of it.
Don't ask him if there's any glass left in the mason jar. That's just for Derek to pull on the people that he's mad at.
Yeah, that's right. So.
No, I mean there's farmer markets all across the nation. There's go support some local people like yourself.
Yeah, have a good time. So, D-Roy, we just blew through that.
That was a fun episode, Adam.
It was very fun, like I said, and I'm excited because I made a lot of money this week.
I made a lot of money. We're going to try to keep it rolling, keep that train on the tracks. But
I got another stack of $100 bills sitting over here as soon as they come back. So it's a good time of year.
It is. We're getting ready for that big Christmas fourth quarter holiday push. I know we said it every episode, but really, get listing. Now's the time.
Get that wagon full. So, D-Roy, gotta say it. There's two things in life that are certain.
DeathPiles and taxes.